today I'm going to show you how to make a super cute little hat. A lot of you asked me about this. This is the one that I made on Fox LA, and everybody's been asking me, how do you make this hat? So here we go. All right, so to start with, we need a bunch of 160s, and what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of stretch out the center. Okay? We can kind of just stretch it out a little bit like this. Don't do it too much, otherwise it'll break. Or you can kind of suck a bubble like that to get it to stretch out in the center. Now we're going to take our pump, and when we inflate it, since we stretched out the center in advance, it should inflate straight from the center instead of inflating from the end, and that's what we want. I'm just going to give it a little burp because I don't need it that big. And you know, the size, how much you inflate it and how much you leave deflated really depends on how you want those dealy boppers, how floppy you want them to be. I like them to be fairly floppy. So you see I am inflating the center, I'd say that's about 7 inches there. All right, now we're gonna take a 260 and I'm gonna twist a little tiny bubble onto the 260, just like this. And now I'm gonna make 5 loops, okay? Small little loops so that they're all the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see this balloon was a little bit overinflated because I was using it for something else. So I'm just going to get that 5th loop out of it just like this. Okay, and you see now I've got my 5 loops, they're all twisted into the center. And I'm going to twist a tiny little bubble off because I do want a bubble on the end there. And now I'm going to push the air out here, keep this twisted there, and just deflate the rest there. And then tie this up, okay? And I will get rid of this piece in just a moment. All right, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flatten out my flower, like so, just like that. And then you see on the bottom, I have this little bubble. Now this little bubble here on the bottom is pretty critical because this is actually what's going to keep the headband, and you see I just kind of, twisted that in. This is going to keep the headband from going up into the flower. So this is going to give it the nice kind of texture. All right. Now we're going to take all of our little 160 pieces, which, excuse me, I have sitting down here on the floor. Okay, just like this. And I have 9. And when we fold them in half, that'll give me 18 little pieces. I generally do between 6 to 12. So that'll give me, between 12 to 24 pieces. So today I have 18. And all I'm going to do is, you see, I just split it in half and twist them around each other just like that. And you see, I didn't even make them all even and symmetrical because that's kind of part of the charm, that's just all wild. All right, and now I'm going to wrap this into there. So you don't have to try to wrap the whole thing in. You can just take one of the pieces that's kind of long and just, now this is kind of hard to see, I'll try to turn around so you see what I'm doing here, and just wrap that around, you see? And then I'm going to wrap it up into the center, and that'll hold it all tightened together. Just, woo, happy birthday. Just like so. Just like this. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to make dealy boppers out of all of these. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take a piece, twist it off, just like so, and then tie it like that. Okay, and then we're just going to let them hang and dangle. Just like so. And you see I'm going to go around and do this on all, well, it would have been 18, now it's 17. Okay, and these pieces here that have the balloon guts hanging off, I'm just going to cut those off. I left the scissors in the other room. We're actually setting up for an event that's just about to start.
We're off campus.
And so I'm kind of cheating right now because I didn't bring the scissors in with me. And we keep going. Almost done. A few more pieces and then I'll just trim it up. Okay. Gotta get them all, and I like to tie them off because then no matter what you do, that piece doesn't like fall back in. Okay, so I always just tie them off like this. A little bit more, we're almost done. Just like so, and then we need to actually attach it to the headband, so that'll be the next piece. Okay, so here we go, we have this all ready. You see we have the flower with the dealy boppers all over it. And here's our headband. So I'm going to take a 160, and I always kind of do it slightly off kilter. I don't like it right center. And I'm just going to tie the 160 slightly off-centered here, just like this. And now I'm going to take that and tie it into this. So you see that I'm putting it onto that little bubble there, and so that's going to keep that headband from going up inside of it. And it's going to be a little bit wobbly and a little bit loose, but that's okay because that's exactly what I want. So you see I'm just putting it just like so. And then you see how it's kind of resting on the little bubble there. And then you see it's a little bit wobbly like that. So that's going to give it that kind of fun movement. And then we just put it on. Now we have an adorable little hat that's not going to mess up anybody's hair.